Wee! It helps if you take the mic off mute. There's no sound at all if you leave the mic on mute. Good afternoon, buddy. How are you? Are you well? You having a good day? I need to get some paint on my soga. Sounds a little bit, what's the word? Roman, you know? A painted soga. Right, I need some colours as well. Little details. How goes your day, buddy? You having a good one? What have you been up to? I'm looking for... that could be any colour. I love it when your paints are so old that they sort of completely run out of any sort of semblance of what's written on them. Hem. Might be time to replace at that point. Nope, that's not what I'm after. Someone has stolen my abyssal blue. It is very disappointing. I'm going to blame the wife because she's not here. Nope, fluoro paint. We don't want fluoro paint. Not quite ready for that. Yeah, nice and easy working on... Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. Getting your DAC sorted. That is a good thing. Ooh, 6 viewers. Hello, everybody. This is complete organisation. I've had... For people who are members, there's 2 videos that have gone out today on the channel that should have taken a morning to record, but have taken most of the day to record because my voice is still absolutely shot. So we're having a lot of fun being unable to speak. Ooh, 9 viewers. Hello, everyone. So this is what we're going to be working on today. This is a Bushi Attendant for Soga, Eldfall Chronicles. Blob, give back my bit. I've actually found my abyssal blue. It's here. So it doesn't get off. Leave my stuff alone. I've been struggling with the colour palette for these guys for a long time. I wanted to do something quite drastic because they're normally like reds and whites and greys. And I think the problem with it is that I like them in reds and whites and greys. Do less stupid things. Prometheus, that is clearly hiding to nothing. So you should just sack off the PowerPoints and hang here. That is clearly a better idea. I see no faults in this plan. But good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Right, what are we doing with this guy? Need to do his face. This is... Because again, like with Infinity, which I'm used to, these guys are all non-metallic metal. I don't know why I do this to myself. I don't know why I do it to myself. Let's get some, I don't know, we're going to do some blue marking up first. If you can't see anything, it's probably because at some point all the smoke pouring out of my ears is going to start obscuring the view. And I apologise for that in advance, but it's been a bit of a week. For those of you who don't follow along with the Dice Gods, you should, but if you don't, then I've got a very busy period of time at the moment. We've got this whole Eldfall December thing. So Eldfall, if you've not seen it, fantasy skirmish game, really small. You're using about 4 miniatures like this. These are all unicorn. Are you Canal shirt and feeling better? No, I don't. At all, actually. Yeah, I feel absolutely rubbish. 10 out of 10, would not recommend. But if we're going to give away this 2-player starter set of Eldfall, I need to give you guys the chance to try and win it, really, don't I? I can't just kind of hide away and keep it for myself, much as that may in fact be very tempting. And it is. No, he's got a little thing around his head there at the front, and then it comes... Oh, this is just... Wowzers. Okay. I put a light zenithal on this, and maybe it should have been a bit heavier, because this is There's a lot of detail on this. I'm referencing the official artwork while I'm at it, just to try and get a feel for how this is supposed to sit. But oof, I think I'm going to start by glazing some of this grey up into there, because this needs to be very diluted down. It's going to come down all the way to white, which is quite cool. So all I'm going to do with these guys is a colour swap. I was originally going to go quite drastic and exciting and whizzy bang, but I can't quite get it to balance the way that I want, if you know what I mean. When you see the final, when you see it laid out, the ugly stage is too ugly. I can't get over it, which is rough, to be fair. So yeah. No, oh. Expect a couple of quiet bits. If you see me click the mouse, that's because I'm dying and I'm not subjecting you guys to it. Because I'm just that kind of adorable Hydra. If you didn't see Monday, and because I've been sick, I haven't put it out on the main channels. Anyone who puts bits or subscribes to the channel will go into a draw to win a 2-player starter set for Eldfall Chronicles. So if you like the look of this miniature, and you should, then you could get yourself one, basically. That's kind of where we're at. So yeah, think about that. It's a good, strong life choice. No two ways about it. Although, of course, there will be intermittent quiet bits where I lick brushes, because that's just how we roll. That is just how we roll. Where's my... I'm going to have to risk it for a biscuit, I think. That needs a bit more shaking up and a bit more cleaning up, but we're not doing that right now. Bop, bop, bop. But how's everyone else's week going? What's everyone else been up to? I think this is going to need to be even more drastic, actually. This is kind of... the artwork brings it down to a purpley blue. Down to the bottom. I'm going to take it to a pure white. Make it really shine. I think that's the direction we're going. I think we're going to make this a bit more dramatic than the artwork on the official miniature is. Will that work? Stay here to find out. My goodness, 10 viewers. What are you all doing here? Don't you have jobs? Or is it because you have jobs and they suck? Is that what you're doing here? You don't want to be involved in them, so you're going to hang around with me, which is a very good use of your time. I can highly recommend. Absolutely. Can't promise I'll make any sense today. I'm still recovering from this blooming bug. You have this really tight plan. You're like, right, this month I got a lot of work to do because I got to go away on holiday because my life is tough. No, I'm going back to the UK. So if you're new here, I live in the Netherlands. But as you can probably hear from the accent underneath all the scratchy horribleness, I'm actually from the UK. So I go back and see my family around Christmas time, because that's a nice thing. Take the kids, see the mother, all that kind of stuff. And so before I leave in a couple of weeks' time, I have 2 sets of Eldfall to give away and videos to the end of the year. Ideally, actually, the first week in January as well would be nice, but I don't see that happening. But you never know. I've got some that have got very time-critical things on them as well. So that's exciting. Just adds to the fun. Oh dear. Bless them, my local community that I invited to come and see me. I don't know how many of you are in here. Oh, hang on. Now you make me feel jealous and I want to paint too. The wife's out playing hockey this evening, so when the kids are in bed, because someone told me there's a painting thing with prizes and an out-of event. Yes, there is. Oh, excuse me. So, if you're new here, Dice Gods Wargaming moi. Based in the Netherlands, I run a community of Infinity, Bolt Action, Warcrown, Eldfall players. But there's not enough Eldfall players, so I've decided we're going to do lots more Eldfall on the channel and lots more Eldfall locally. You're welcome. Which means we get to see all these pretty miniatures. It gives me an excuse to finally paint them. But at the start of next year, we have locally a very big 9-month-long Infinity narrative event. And all the preamble for that has started locally. So I've been teasing out stuff that's been coming, I've been teasing out prizes, all that kind of stuff. The hype machine has begun, basically, because we just finished all of our escalation leagues for Bolt Action and for Infinity. And I'm an attention junkie, so if my local group aren't looking at me with dough-filled eyes going, but what's next, Mr. Hydra? I just don't feel valid as a human being. So I decided to start bringing out information about the narrative event and what they can win and what they're going to be judged on. Oh, that's a bit harsh. That was a bit strong. So yeah. Oh, Ice Bear Manir, good afternoon, buddy. How are you? I didn't know you had Twitch. I don't think have I seen you on here before? I don't think you've been on here before. I think you've been keeping your Twitch habit secret from me. I've seen you on YouTube. I think this needs to be stronger. We're playing with the colour scheme for my Soga for Eldfall. If you've not seen the hype, which has only really been around on Monday, and will be around shortly on a video on YouTube, where we unbox not this faction, we unbox an expansion for Thenian, aka Murder Elves, you can win a 2-player starter set from Eldfall from the Dice Gods. All you have to do is become a member or send bits, I think that's the correct term, on Twitch. You go into draw, start of next year, one name comes out, and we will ship completely free of charge. That's one of the 2-player starter sets. Because I'm just like that. I'm just nice. I am doing well, thanks, Ice Bear Manir, and thank you for making one of your rare trips across to Twitch then. That's very kind. I'm trying to just do different things in different places and see what works for me, see what I enjoy. And this also might mean if I'm on here, I'm painting stuff, actually my stuff gets frickin' painted, because that'd be champion. I've tried the theory of leaving it in a box and seeing if it paints itself. Regrettably, I can confirm it does not. Very, very disappointed by that fact. I was hoping that somehow there would be some kind of osmotic pressure and the miniatures would just paint themselves, but they have not. So here we are. I've got to paint the stuff that I got. Very disappointing. What do we think? It's looking quite dramatic, isn't it? I like that. Just looking quite funky. Ooh, that's a little bit much. I love that. It's looking good, it's looking good. Oh no! I put a brush on it and it's gone sideways. Standard. Absolutely standard. Problem is, because these miniatures are Unical. If you've not seen it, it's this really beautifully detailed plastic resin. And they're such pretty miniatures to start off with. They're really nicely designed. When I put brush to miniature, I really want it to be really like nice and sexy and all the rest of it. And then I remember it's me painting it. So, you know, there goes that. But anyway, what's this? Fancy keyboard. It's not time for people to brag about the fancy keyboards and mice. Nameless person. Some people just they like to come in and just make these little comments via Discord. Of course, your friendly neighbourhood. Am I a streamer? I don't know what I am now. I'm having an existential crisis. I actually know what I am. Am I a streamer? Am I a YouTuber? Somebody called me an influencer the other day and I threw up in my mouth a bit, so that was a good sign. Still have some kind of moral fortitude that remains. Well, I'm finished with you. Oh, don't talk with a... The evil goblins in my head keep buying stuff while I still got plenty to do. I know the problem. It's a curse, really. I'm a victim of capitalism. There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. You are an influencer indeed. Influence people to different systems and models. Do you want a ban? If you're going to be rude, that's what happens. Influencer, I don't know. I think being an influencer is... You have to be younger and hotter to do that. And you know, I mean, I'm not an ugly person apart from on the inside. So, you know, I mean, there is that going for me. But, yeah, I don't think I'm quite there. I don't feel like it. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me as a concept. No, these have got to be dark. This is going to be grey, grey, grey. I'm a young god. Yes, I am. I mean, when it comes down to how long I'm going to live, I grant you, I've got a long way to go. But I am, you know. You love this. I've got the miniature from the official, like, colour scheme up. Just to reference it, just to get a feel. Zoomed in there nicely. And it's like, how the hell have you even... How did you paint that? How did you get colour? How was that a thing? How? I don't get it. I don't like it. I'm not happy. I'm not doing it. You can't make me. Oh, Hydra, if you will. Oh, stop it. You're making me blush. Now, Winters, hello, hello. Good to see you, buddy. You well? This is going to be, at the moment, this is going to be very monochromatic. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Time will tell. I mean, if we have some bright spots with the blue, maybe that'll work. Make it very cold. Hey, maybe that's the look I'm going for. Maybe that's what I'm after. Who knows? Because I don't. I mean, I'm always of a mind when I'm doing this sort of first test out of a colour scheme for a new army. I can't decide if I like it or hate it when I'm doing it on my own. But now I'm doing it with an audience, and that either makes it worse or better. Because if I get to the end of this, I'm like, that's rubbish. Got to strip that all off and go again. I mean, that's kind of, you know, that's not a good look, is it? For a apparent alleged influencer. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I think I'm only going to be on for sort of an hour or two. An hour or two. Listen to it. Only on for an hour because I have things to do before the fam comes home, including more chefing. I'm on the chefery tonight. Just to be done very carefully because I'm sick, so, you know, can't just dive in. Oop. Hang on. There we go. Yay. Very monochromatic, isn't it? But I like it. Or maybe I like it. Do I like it? I want to kind of give this a bit of a pop. Just a bit more drama on those edges. That's not horrible. Is it? This is the bit where you go, oh, that's so nice, Hydra. I like it. Oh, it's so... Oh, I like it. You did such a good job. Don't forget to show all the colours you're using and zoom in on the model so you can paint along. No. No. That's not one of the options. Sorry. If you want to get involved in that, you'll need to sign up to my exclusive Patreon painting course, available in 78 convenient bite-sized chunks where we discuss every single brushstroke just on this individual piece here. You can pay it monthly instalments for your convenience, totaling only 15,800 euros, which I think is perfectly reasonable, and experts agree, including my dog. Top tier Lenovo Office setup here. Blob. That's because you're a hipster. Of the fact that I'm still so ill that my brain can't tell the difference between a Discord notification and a notification from Twitch, which doesn't actually give me any notifications. Oh, we're doing well. We are doing well. Come on. Steady. What do you think? Boop. Focus. Needs brighter. Needs brighter. Right. Zooming up. This is cold white. We're about to use cold white. Just for you, Prometheus. This is for you. Cold white. I'm about to completely mess this miniature up with cold white. I'm not. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be breathtaking. You see, I've already watched enough like painting Winfluencers to use the paint on my thumb before I apply it to the miniature, because that's how you know that somebody's really good, because they sort of paint themselves as well. They become one with the miniature by sharing paint. That's the entire theory behind it. You see, I don't know if you knew that, but it's yeah, it's one of those things. I'm not supposed to talk about that. If I disappear tomorrow, it'll be because I gave away that secret. We're not supposed to talk about that. But there we go. But yeah, what I need to do is I've got this camera. No one knows where it is, but I've got this camera and I could set that up here. But I need to do a lot more work to get that done. Yeah, I haven't done so yet. So we're not quite there yet, kids. I think next, it's time for some of that abyssal blue. You'll be glad to hear, Blob. I know you've been waiting for it. Now is the time. If tea, Englishman on the tea, look out. Or recharging my Englishness to maximum capacity. Right. Ready? Yeah, I didn't die that time. It was close. So, abyssal blue. So I figure if I use the abyssal blue for the shadows on the blue, so I've done this before, then hopefully it'll create these nice dramatic, powerful blues, because I kind of want these miniatures to pop. I have in my head that I want them on like winter bases, which has been, I've been on a bit of a winter base kick for the past few years. It's part of the reason that my shock army is going on kind of these urban jungle bases. Because when I first looked at them, I was like, oh, I'm going to do them in a winter base. Enough with the winter bases, Hydra. That is quite enough. Thank you very much. Time to try something a little bit more exciting and different. But I like it. It's nice. No. Step away from the fake snow. Put it on the ground. Back up. So these are going to go on there because I already had it in my heart. That's what they're going to look like. And I just can't do it to myself. This little face would all get all sad and there'd be tears running down my face. It'd make the paint run. I'm not doing it. But yeah, so we're going with a very cold look with these guys. Very cold. Brr. Well, you're an ice bear. Of course you love winter bases. It's kind of, you're genetically predisposed to wintry stuff. Neil, good afternoon. Winter bases are my comfort blankie. That is absolutely true. I have to say. Which is always good. It's nice to know where you're happy, but you've got to try different things as well. You've got to try different things. So this is a Bushi Attendant for Soga, for Eldfall. And it's kind of, this is the cheap, basic bow person. Now I haven't heard rumours, I know for a fact that there may be one of these, an additional one of these coming soon, because they're quite cheap and they have some abilities. You can basically, the basic bow that this dude's got isn't all that, it's not that impressive, but you can whack an upgrade on it. And in Eldfall, you have something called stamina. I know, it's a novel concept, you've never heard of it before, but bear with me, it's quite technical, but we'll get through it together. Stamina is used to do something called activations. Again, technical terms, I know. Hang in there, Poppet, you got this. Now, normally, when you get hit with a bow, it hurts. But you can give him an upgrade so that it doesn't just hurt. Bushi Attendant. Hang on a second, can I get there? This is just, we're at that level. Bushi, like bougie, like bougie, like, you know? Never mind, it's very bourgeois. If you're happy and you know it, change your back, for God's sake. So, my Bushi Attendant can get an upgrade, and what it means is when you get hit, it hurts, and it takes away one of your stamina. It takes away one of your activations. Which, in a game where the only way one of your guys can do something is if they activate, is incredibly potent. So the fact that he's cheap, and we can buff him up so that he starts doinking off people's activations, is pretty cool, I think. We're going for some Imperial Blue. I want to get this base for where the lighter blue is going to be a little bit more potent. Ooh, that's not very nice. I remember I don't like this game colour stuff. Still there? Let's see. No, that's going to work. This brush is on its last legs, and I should give it more love, but I've got Winsor & Newton that sat behind me waiting to go. I'm kind of ready to use it. I'm kind of hyped because, you know, I don't often get myself a Winsor & Newton, but when I do, it's a very nice thing. We do enjoy it. Get all fancy, paint with your little finger out, because you're so, you know, extra looks, extra posh, extra fancy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this Imperial Blue is a bit much. Although it's given a nice deep base, actually, I shouldn't complain too much. That's kind of, yeah, that's taken that blue and dropped it down into the depths of hell. Come for the painting, stay for the paint shaking noises. Right. Needs a jingle. I need a song for it. My eldest has started, she's at the age of 4 now, and she started creating songs for herself. So I might see if she can come up with me a little paint shaking song. It'll be in Dutch, so, you know, a percentage of my audience won't get it. But some of you will, and those that do will be very impressed and very, very, very polite about whatever it says. Because that's just the kind of people that I know you to be. Yeah, that felt a bit redundant. I'm not sure that was necessary. I think we just need to go a bit higher. So I'm going to go from Imperial Blue to Royal Blue. Royal Blue. Hang on. You ready, Winters? What I need is a paint shaker in the shape of a clog, and then everyone would be happy. Clearly. How's my volume, by the way? Is it good? Okay, look, this isn't... We're not on Only Dice at the moment, Winters. This is not the place for that kind of pleasuring. Behave yourself. Yeah, that dark blue was a bit too dark, I think. It's an extra step that wasn't needed. Point of fact. So I just want to turn up that blue and make it like pop. That almost does. It's almost there. And I'll show you instead, stop complaining. I also, as my wife will tell you, I have a very bad habit of holding my breath during moments of tension. There you go. Blue. Blue. Oh, thank you, Average Gamer TV. Thank you for subscribing. That's amazing. Bezo bucks are always welcome. And, Average Gamer, I don't know whether this is your first time here. I've not seen you before. Are you new? You look shiny and new. Yes, you are all shiny and new. By subscribing to the channel, you have been entered to a competition, and if you win, we will send you a 2-player starter box for Eldfall Chronicles for free in January. So thank you very much, and good luck. Hopefully that works well. It is a nice pop of colour, isn't it? This is actually a miniature from Eldfall. This is a Bushi Attendant from Eldfall that we're working on. So yeah, welcome. Thank you, Average Gamer. That was very kind of you. I appreciate that greatly. Yeah, I think it's getting there. I think the blue is getting there. I'm not the fastest painter in the world. Never have been. I have that wonderful thing where you're like, oh, I don't want to screw it up. And then I just take too long doing it, so I screw it up. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. You've got to know these things about yourself. There are certain things that I'm not great at. Not coughing when talking is one of them at the moment. Actually, this whole area here is going to be really blue. I'm going to make this really blue and then finish it with some brighter blue. I'm going to take this up even stronger. I'm looking at the original miniature and it's got red on it, and the red just really around there goes boom. So we're going to make this whole thing just go boom. Because sometimes I find, because you're like this close when you're painting the miniature, because you're that close when you're painting the miniature, you look for the impact at that range. Your painting speed has been noticed by your shelf of primed minis on Monday nights. I know. Why would you even? Why would you? Look, here I am doing the thing. Is this the miniature I was painting last time I was on stream? No. Is that miniature finished? Also no. But this is on theme for this month. This is an Eldfall miniature. That's kind of, if you're going to have a month doing Eldfall stuff, I need to do Eldfall stuff. I can't just willy-nilly drop off and do something else. Anywho, my point was, because I paint up close, well, we all do. Well, I assume we all do. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're strange and you paint at a distance. But most people that I know paint really up close with their miniatures, which means that you don't really think about, or I don't think about, the impact that's going to have, or how it's going to look at 3 feet sort of thing. So I'm just going to blow up my entire load of sky blue across my wet palette. Just give me a second. This is going to be exciting. You don't think about it. So you end up going for an effect that looks great when you've got your nose firmly pressed to the miniature, and looks absolutely terrible when you're actually using it on the table. So I'm trying to be more mindful of being a little bit more dramatic with colour and effect, so that when I am looking at it across the board, it actually sort of, you can see the fact that, yeah, no, I did do a couple of colours on that, whereas historically I've done it in a way that you have to be right on top of it to realise that. So again, you've got to know your own failings. I have a couple here and there. Hard to believe, I know. Oh, thank you, Mal Winters, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Multiple problems, absolutely mad lad, painting on an afternoon. Look, I have been absolutely clear. The objective is to do this stuff for a living. Now, my paying customers are, at the moment, placated. I'm waiting for feedback. And yeah, thank you. That's, you know, I can take the time to do this. So I'm hoping that every Thursday afternoon, things going well, I can spend an hour or two. The plan is to kind of come on here at 3 and go till 4:30 Dutch time to kind of A, get through my thing, and B, like, show some of the miniatures off, maybe do a, you know, a nice job of that. I'm desirous of finishing off some of my own projects that have been kicking around for a while, because I've had this Soga. I mean, this Soga army I ran last, in fact, before the summer this year, I ran this unpainted and won a tournament with it. So it's about time it had some blooming paint on it. So I'm hoping that this will also incentivize me to do that. Get more people for the YouTube channel and candidly generate revenue from this, because then the more of this I can do, the more time I can spend doing stuff like, well, all of this. So if I want to field an army in bolt action, I'm also focusing on contrast so it looks good at tape. Absolutely, Ice Bear, that's the thing to do. And you're welcome, Problems. And that's the thing. I have been not focusing on the contrast to show that sort of quality at a distance. I've been like nose pressed to the miniature going, oh, but look, you can just see the belt buckle here. And it's because you get these wonderful, with my main systems, you get these lovely detailed pictures of the miniatures that you can zoom up to 15,000 pixels across. And then, yeah, you can see all this amazing detail, which when you're up there on the tabletop, you blooming can't. And like, I've seen some of the miniatures that I absolutely fell in love with. I've seen them, like the photographed miniatures, I've seen them in the flesh. And they look very different. They look very, very different. And, you know, yes, degree of Photoshop involved. Absolutely true. But it's also because you're not looking at it zoomable to X thousand pixels. You're looking at it at, yeah, 3 feet. So I'm trying to be mindful of that. And hopefully it'll speed me up. But I think that looks all right. I think that blue there looks good. Greetings from Serbia. Well, this is hopefully what we're going to be doing as standard. Are you my postal buddy, the little legend who sent me good stuff? I know a few people from Serbia, but I think you are that person. 2 subs away from Hype Train. Thank you, Mel. Ah, you legend. Look, so. For those of you who don't know, I'm collecting Shock Army back on Swento, which is an out-of-production army for Infinity. And this young man went to the US, picked up a starter box of Shock Army, and brought it back to Serbia, then posted it to me. I had another lovely guy in Australia who did the same thing. And now I have so many. It's freaking brilliant. I have enough to do the things that I need to do. I'm literally down to 2 miniatures that I need. So thank you so much. There are incredible levels of excitement and happiness inside this box. And my wife was actually upstairs when it came in and I opened them up. And I was just like, oh my God, oh my God. And yeah, I was a little bit excited. So thank you so much for that. I will be saying thank you properly. I will be saying thank you in a video as well, when I do the next thing about how Shock Army is progressing, because it's progressing. And I wanted to paint it on stream today, but then it's Eldfall December, so we can't do that. We've got to paint some Eldfall. Let's skip a step and see if that works. Ba-da-ba-bam. The age-old saying of faces, bases, and flags. But he doesn't have a flag. But Neil, he doesn't have a flag. How am I supposed to... How am I supposed to... He doesn't have a flag, Neil. Neil, there's no flag. Neil, what am I supposed to do when there's no flag? Missed a spot. I hope so. And I'm going to leave that one spot now, Problem. I'm going to leave it exclusively. I'm just going to not do it. You see it? You see it there? I see it there. Oh, not even going to touch it. Oh, it's glorious, isn't it? Just for you. And I'm going to call that spot my problem spot. You can skip the flag bit. Well, don't tell me I need to do faces, bases, and flags, and then say, well, actually, it's faces and bases. Because what if it doesn't have a base? Are you just down to faces? What's the point of that? Leave everything blank, just paint. That's ridiculous. I don't think you know what you're talking about, mate. I don't think you know what you're talking about at all. The greatest of respect and love, obviously, to a fellow YouTuber and legend in his own postcode. Bushi. Bushi Attendant. quite tidy. By the way, plan was to bring O12 to tournaments in 2026, Riga and Interplanetario, but I played with Tunguska list for the first time in 5. Yeah, Tunguska is pretty potent. Tunguska is pretty potent. They've been my sort of one of my mains for years, actually. I do like some Tunguska. I do like a bit of Mafia and Infinity, and they got some new toys as well, which always spins things up. You know, when you know an army really well and you know how it runs and all the rest of it, and it gets new toys, it's like, ooh, shiny. And it is very shiny. But, yeah, I'm still looking forward to getting my Shock Army on the table. I cannot wait. There's a tournament locally at the end of January, and I'm hoping, all being well, that will be the first flight of Shock Army with me in several years. But we will see. How goes the Hydra Chan? Legendary. Of course it goes legendary. It's me. I'm only going to be here for another quarter of an hour or so I think it's looking all right. But I think he's looking okay. I'm just going to do this bit of armour down here, see if I can get that about right, and then see how it's shaping up. I think it looks okay. Doesn't look awful. Not looking awful. Not looking awful is great. There's on the picture, so I'm referencing the picture over here, and there's a little symbol on this dagger. And I was like, that's stupid. There's not. Oh god, there's a symbol on the dagger. It's being secure and safe enough in your own ability to paint that when you find a miniature that is actually vastly beyond your capabilities, you can just go, no, it's fine. I don't mind. It's not an issue for me at all. I don't mind that I will never be good enough to paint this in the way that these people have. I mean, I'm not there, but I think that's a skill that everyone should aim for, is to feel okay with that. I'm definitely not there. I look at it and go, oh god, I'm terrible. I should bite my brushes in half. I should never paint a miniature again. I should absolutely give it up. I clearly know nothing. Has to be said. This is a Bushi Attendant for Eldfall Chronicles. So this is a general archer, just a standard archer for Soga. And Soga is the samurai, very sort of Asian-inspired faction. He's a really cheap little archer, but actually quite potent. I was saying earlier, you can upgrade him. So he has a standard bow, which does the hurties, does the ouchies. But you can give him an upgrade to that bow because it's something that you can do in Eldfall. You can buy upgrades for your troopers. And when you give him that upgrade, then his bow goes from giving the ouchies to giving the ouchies and removing the ability for troopers to activate. So you can shoot them with the arrow, and let's say they can normally do 2 things in a turn, then suddenly they can only do 1. And if you shoot them again, then they can't activate in a turn, which is incredibly potent. It's incredibly useful for quite a cheap unit. Of course, the downside is that he's not that accurate and he's very squishy, but because he's cheap, we can get lots of things in front of him that are scarier. So that's the plan with your Bushi Attendant. But I believe that there'll be another one of these at some point, and when that happens, I want to have one painted already. And I'm also I'm trying to get my paint scheme down. He's supposed to be red and sort of purpley greys and stuff like that, but I don't want to do that. Proper 80s brush too. This, I will have you know, is a Raphael. Doop, doop, doop. Yeah, it's Raphael. Or it was at one point. Now it's a squiggle, dot, dot, squiggle. 8404. It's a good brush. I've got an upgrade behind me. I've got a Winsor & Newton behind me somewhere. But I want this one to die first, so we will get there. Thank you, I'm glad it looks great. I had a new player last night run a Seraph for the first time. He was like, I don't believe you when I said it's a beast. End of the game. Even his opponent's Moretz. Even though his opponent's Moretz wrecked it, he vowed to not play it in friendly games. Yes, Seraph can be an absolute beast. Seraph can be absolutely a super bouncy, heavily armoured death dealer. Yeah, it can do some work. That's absolutely true. Has to be said. But then it can also go horribly wrong. I've seen it go both ways. It's always the same with like really heavy tags. are either absolute game changers or the bane of all. To be honest, it goes one of two ways. There's no mid-ground in Infinity. I'm going to turn this up a little bit more, just a little bit more. Hang on. Properties. Brown chicken, brown cow. Music in my head. What? Time for me to go home. Blob, go home. You're drunk. Stay safe, buddy. Yeah, have a good one. Yep. Aw. So nice. Such a nice community we have. So friendly. I mean, they're not particularly friendly to me, but I would be worried if they were, because that's not the idea. I'm the evil that you should all unite against. That works for me. I like that. Fits my personality well, that does. Don't drink and drive. Oh, dare you? Not your dad. I'd be impressed if you were, saying I think you're only just that shorts, Ice Spearman here. Honestly, disturbingly youthful. It's the youthful glow and lack of sort of resignation to your fate in your eyes every time I see you is just disturbing. I have to say, the world has not crushed your spirit yet. I'm jealous and disgusted in equal measure. Speaking of which, problem, look, I'm painting. Did you notice? Did that help with your working day? I hope it does. I hope it makes you feel really good, really special. Then to be fair, a number of times you've been like, oh, I've been painting tonight. And I'm like, well, I've been making videos, so... you know. Life, innit? The day will come. Oh God, don't say that. Don't ask me who. I'll have to rack my brains. I do know other Serbian players. I do know of, which is not the same as knowing. But the problem is, with the internet, you kind of open your door and anyone can wander in. You just sort of totter in. They're like, hello, I'm from Serbia. Like, hey, buddy. And they're like, I'm not your buddy. Oh, that was awkward. But no, I have spoken to somebody else. Oh, that's going to annoy me. That's going to annoy me now. Anyway, that will come back to me and I'll message you. Hopefully it will. I think there's a few of you, isn't there, over there? It's a fairly good community. I mean, not like the Netherlands good, because, like, you know, don't want to brag or anything, but we are kind of a big deal over here. Absolutely. Oh, excuse me. Blob is probably old enough to be my dad, seeing the... Ouch! Ouch! The reason I ask is because there are like 10 of us. I thought there were more than that. I thought there were more. There must be more. But you get that a lot, actually, in various communities around the world. You get people... We've had it over here, actually. We've had people approach me and say, oh, you know, there's not a lot of players that play Infinity or whatever. I'm like, well, I can throw a reasonably loaded D20 and hit 10, but apart from that, you're quite right, there's none. Rubbish over here. Sometimes it's just hard to know how and where to connect, isn't it? That's the thing. Oh, you're extremely active, which is good. You love your clogs. I know you do, Ice Bearman here. Well, then we need to do more to spread the good word so that our Serbian compatriots have even more players, because Team Serbia needs to be strong. Strong and dangerous, just like their reputation. Bad boys till the end. To the end of what? Well, that remains to be seen. But just generalised the end. I'm just trying to be lazy and see if I can just get away with the royal blue and not go through the extra steps. these small bits. Yeah, I think I can. I think I can be a little bit lazy and get away with it. Don't stick it in the tea, Jesus. Opanak. What's an opanak? I now need to know what that is. We shall look later. Now, last call, do not forget, if you become a member here or you tip bits on this channel, then you can win 2-player starter set for Eldfall Chronicles, which is where this delightful little dude is from. For free, well, you know, from the Dice Gods. We'll be doing a draw in January of all the people that do the do between here and them, and free stuff could be yours, basically. You can enter as many times as your little heart desires. Well, your medium-sized heart. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have issues. Maybe it's a huge heart. I don't know. You can see a weird-looking footwear. Do you know, I'm streaming here. I'm doing it. Whoop. Whoa. They are traditional peasants' shoes. Those just... Oh, that's glorious. I would look great in those. Seriously. None of you know how good I would look in those. The world isn't ready. If I bring those home, we're having a third kid, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, goodness, that would... Oh. What? Come on. Actually, fully closed shoes. Nice. I need to take this grey up a little bit brighter. It's not quite where I want it to be. I want it to be brighter. But it's starting to take shape of something. Don't know. I think maybe it needs more. More what? I've got some more colours to go on there. Some metal needs to go down the bottom here. Maybe this armour is going to go... I'm going to take this sort of leather armour and make it more white. Maybe that would be the route. I don't really know. It's like the arms. These need to be the same colour as this fabric. Somehow I'm thinking that combined with a purple turban will make you a great snake. What the... What systems have I gotten you into, Ice Bearman here? None. Yet. But that's not the point. I haven't, so you can't accuse me of that. That's besmirching my good name, and I will not stand for it. I will sit here instead. Yet. I know, it's important. I would get you into Infinity, but you're a bit young. I don't think you'd be able to handle it. That's the problem. I worry. You're a bit youthful and innocent, and, you know, I'm fairly sure something horrible happens, and your mum turns up and she's cross with me. I don't want your mum to be cross with me. I'm not having any of that. So yeah, no Infinity for you, young man. You got into Conflict 47 on your own. I was not involved in that at all. Completely blameless in that equation. Yeah, I think maybe actually rather than... So this bit here. Boop. This bit here is supposed to be like a brown leather, but I think I'm going to make it a purple leather because I think the blue and the purple and the grey will work. I think I'm going to give that a go. And just turn up the contrast a little bit on that. The leather armour on the leg. I think it just needs to be... I think I need to be a little bit bolder, people. I can always turn it down again. That's the thing. Always make it darker again. But if it's too dark, then it can look bad from the get-go. That's the problem, isn't it? Gotta be brave sometimes. Bit too much sometimes, I think. It's looking better straight away. That's looking better. Oh, I just had a really silly idea. If I decide to bring Tunguska to tournaments next year, should I give Chris Borach Opanak? Do it! Do it! Absolutely. Chris Borach needs. You almost got me hooked on Eldfall before my senses kicked in, and now I'm slowly converting you to a K47. It's cute you think so. I like that, but no. Also fun, my parents are nearly a decade younger than you. God. It would be great with, yeah. Do it. I approve of this plan. It is solid. It is just a great plan. It's just a great idea. Let's just get a bit more colour in here. Well, there we go. I'm going to take a really bright white because I've got my Brave pants on today. Put that around there. Bob Ross in the heck out of this. Now, I've never watched Bob Ross a day in my life, but I've got the idea. In the UK we had Tony Hart. Man was a legend. Absolute freaking legend. If Neil doesn't come and agree with me, I don't think we can be friends. I think I'll bring my Battletech table to the next. Stop it. Prometheus. Bad Prometheus. Bad Prometheus. Fluffy little trees. What? No. Tony Hart is a god. Right? So calm, so zen, and you know there was just violence beneath the surface in his very soul. My to-do list is longer than I prefer, so I'm going to stop to avoid it. No. Ah, you wuss. Get into it, Ice Bear. Rock and roll, buddy. Good luck. Good luck, my friend. Right. I think that's taking shape okay. I think this blue and sort of grey scheme is looking good. Come on, focus your damn thing. You going to focus on me or you're not? No, you're just not going to. I've got to sort this camera out. Oh, hey, here we go. That's looking all right, I think. That's looking good. If we just make this, yeah, I'm going to go for the purple leather. Just a really dark purple, and I think that's going to look quite nice. Yeah. I expect a picture. Well, I'm about to log off Ice Bear, to be honest with you, because it's 4:30. So you got a piece of art into the gallery. Neil, why did you not lead with that when we met? My God, man, I need details. Starting to look good. Yeah, I think it's getting there. I think he's getting there. For an hour's work, that's not bad. I'm kind of okay with that. But yeah, so the plan with streaming. On Monday night we do the streamies, as we know, and that's on YouTube and here. And then on Thursday afternoon I'm planning ideally to do a couple of hours, hour and a half to 2 hours, every Thursday, just here, getting a bit of paint on miniatures and talking some stuff. If, as I say, over the month of December, there's going to be streams until the week before Christmas, and then I'm away. So anyone that gives bits or subscribes at that period of time, including using Prime is good too, then you'll be entered into the draw to win Eldfall Chronicles, one of the 2-player sets of your choice. There are 2 different ones with 2 different factions. If somebody wants to tip to put a name in the box for Ice Bear Minear, so we can see if we get Ice Bear's name in there as well, so that hopefully he can win, and then he has to start the system anyway. I will appreciate the comedy in that, and I think it will be genuinely genius. But anyway, but for the time being, I think my Bushi Attendant is going to go.
and get some rest, and I will catch all of you on Monday. There'll be another Eldfall video dropping tomorrow on... Yay, little stinker. Thank you very much. That's very kind. Very kind indeed, buddy. There will be another video for Eldfall doing an unboxing of the very, very cool Queen's Blade box. This guy here. We're going to be doing that. That'll drop tomorrow, I hope. I built it when I didn't have a voice, so that I've done like me reacting to me building stuff. I had fun with it, which is important. Then I'm going to do a review of that box and all of that stuff. So, anywho, enough. Thank you all so much for joining me. There's 10 of you. Why was there 10 of you? Dear God. Thank you so much. And yeah, I will speak to you all again soon. I'll see most of you on Discord, and take care. Bye.